Hi, everybody. This is Carrie O'Donnell, Tarot Soul Writer, and I am here for the Midnight Brew, spilling the tea on what's been happening. And yeah, a lot's been happening. So hopefully we can catch up. If you have a political or current event question tonight, you can put it in the chat. Please make sure it's in all caps so that I can quickly star them. We'll start the questions. I can see that everyone's starting to come into the chat. Hi, Nat. Thank you so much for helping me. I really appreciate all your help being a moderator. And let's see. We got Deep Breathly. Yay. We have Ron. We have Julie. Three Cats Mix. Yeah, we got some good questions coming in already. Oh, I am afraid not. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support. And I think someone asked, was it Three Cats? We asked for a Molly update? Because I was going to say, this is my first show back from the holiday, my holiday break. And so I thought you would need like your weekly Molly clip. One of the things that I picked up, and I asked my daughter for permission to show her, but it's a little bit of a clip. My daughter lives in Massachusetts, and she came up to visit Christmas Eve, and she met Molly for the first time. So here's just a short clip of their meeting for the first time. It's really cute.
Yeah, oh, thank you for the kisses. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, she's so soft.
He's like a polar bear.
Oh my
He's like
God.
a polar bear.
I love you so much. I love you.
Oh, good. If you want to take her out.
Yeah, she is. She was really adorable, and she's so happy to meet the new people. So she's doing great. I mean, we did find out she has a heart murmur. I didn't say that publicly yet, but they think it might be a puppy murmur. So we have a vet visit. She's going on 4 months old now, and she gets the last of her shots tomorrow. And hopefully we can see how that heart murmur is progressing, if I have to see a cardiologist or not. I hope not, because that'll just kill me. But other than that, I mean, she seems to be a healthy, happy pup. So yeah, so let me just start a few more questions. Unfortunately, that was like a little like puppies, because we need some happiness, because mostly we feel like this.
What's the matter?
Because of everything that's been happening. It's been a tough week. On a serious note, it's been a really tough week. And let's see, a lot of the questions that came in on the board were mostly about Venezuela. And then we had the shooting. Renee, I think it was, I wrote down her name, make sure I got it right. Renee Nicole Good, who was killed tragically by an ICE agent. And it's interesting because in my 2026 predictions, I didn't get ICE in the overview. Like, it wasn't something my guides focused on, so I didn't focus on it. So I'm hoping what that means is that ICE is going to kind of go its own way eventually. Like, maybe that means that we're going to get a little bit of justice, or they're not going to be the power long term in 2026 that we could imagine they would be after such a horrific thing. So that's something we could look at. I wasn't trying to avoid ICE. I know someone was disappointed by that. It didn't come up in my overview. So let me just start a few more questions before we get started. And I'm going to probably go back and forth. Yes, we do need a molecule. I love that. All right. So I start a few to get started. And I'm actually going to start with my own question before I go on to your questions. And the reason being is I had this epiphany, again, with my 2026 predictions, there was that segment that I got the young people really rising, and like in the streets. And I believe the soul writing said it was because of some law or edict, some proclamation. And then that was like a trigger for this. It just seemed like there were a lot of younger people in the streets. And so someone who was older actually commented and said, well, I hope young people are in the streets, because right now I don't see them. I'm out there at the protests and it's mostly all older people. So, I doubt it, but that kind of thing. And she's making a very valid point. There is mostly older people out there who are protesting. So why am I seeing younger people in the street? And then it just hit me after this Venezuela thing. Oh my God, it could be a draft. He could be like, if you have a madman, I'm just going to say he's a madman. Sorry, YouTube, entertainment purposes only. But if you have a madman who has already invaded another country, a sovereign nation, is already threatening Greenland, that he wants to go in there. And I saw that in the 2026 predictions. And he's talking Mexico, Cuba. I mean, basically, he wants to be emperor of this segment of the world, of the Americas. And that's not something that was going on per se. Like, we knew it was in the back of his mind, but we hadn't had the attacks yet at the time I did the reading. And this would make sense. Oh my God, the young people could be upset because he has to trigger a draft because he needs more soldiers in order to do his plan, right? His bigger plan. So I just wanted to ask, because maybe I'm wrong. That was just me thinking like, oh my God, that could be the thing. So I just want to check. And then I thought we could start with some questions that came in on Venezuela. We could start there and then just kind of go back and forth. So is Donald Trump going to do the draft? I was just like looking at Dreamweaver. I heard Kent State referenced twice today, now hearing the draft. So they've actually said it then in the news? Because I'm not really watching like mainstream news. So I don't know if they're actually saying it, but it just occurred to me it would make sense, right? So will he try to institute the draft? All right. I feel a little bit better about this. I can't really say that he won't try. I mean, we have the Wheel of Fortune here, and he, for sure, there's like an idea of destiny. He feels that, luck is on his side. He wants to move forward with his happenings. Why I'm hearing manifest destiny. So this idea of expansion, I think that's just like his overall attitude. But then I get the Four of Wands. This can be my White House card, but it's interesting, even though this is more of a happiness celebration card, but there is a lot of young people here kind of dancing and frolicking. So maybe this isn't going to happen as far as a draft, I'm sorry. And then the Queen of Swords is reversed. There is a real bitterness here, loss, mothers who are being like, no, oh, hell no, this is not going to happen. So this is really going to hit families, not just the younger people, but it's almost as if mothers are like, oh no, not here. I'm not sending my kids. Because think about it. I mean, it's hard for us to think about it in America, but I mean, it would trigger high school kids, 18, you graduate from high school, you're off. And looking back now, I mean, I know Vietnam and everything, the average age was only 19. But in this day and age, it just seems horrifying. You would just send out kids. And then the 10 of Swords is reversed at the end. So there is some sort of healing or a stopping of that kind of behavior, the attacking behavior. So if he tries it, I can't say that the White House isn't thinking about it, thinking about expansion, but I feel like he's going to be stopped. So maybe that is the thing, the trigger. Maybe just the talk of it starts young people to be protesting. But yeah, could the proclamation be martial law? Possibly. That's another thing. It's just funny because I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, but martial law probably would get everyone in the streets, young, old, I would hope. But for some reason, I specifically saw younger people up in arms. Like all of a sudden they woke up and said, what, us? So I think it has something to do with them. So interesting. Yeah. This year starts off with a bang. We are only 8 days in, and he already invaded a country in which we have no business to be in. We all saw a woman getting murdered in front of our eyes. I know. It was horrifying. I saw the video, and I can't believe anyone would think it was anything other than murder because it's so clear. I mean, I know it's for a court to decide. I do know that, but it just seems so clear to me. All right, so let's go to some of the questions. I got a lot of questions on Venezuela when it was really hot at the beginning of the week. And so I'm going to start with this one because it's more capturing the overview. So can you please read on the situation with Venezuela and what's going to happen now that they've arrested Maduro? So let's just see if we can get an overview of what's going to happen in Venezuela. All right, so this is post-attack. What's going to happen with Venezuela moving forward? The first thing I'm getting is the Fool reversed. And when I get the Fool reversed, I get a lot of practical energy, just a sense that this is like real life. This is like, okay, we're going off the cliff. We have our ideals. We have, our dreams, like the whole thing. We just put the comments on the stage so I can actually see them. This is practical, like the practical nature of how do we deal with the aftermath, I think is hitting a lot of people in the administration. I mean, this is running a whole country or putting in a puppet government or whatever they're doing here. There needs to be time, attention, and some way to create order to get what they want out of the situation. And the practical details seem to be a real issue in the aftermath. I do have the Hangman reverse. This is one of my protest cards. So you're going to get a lot of protests from the people themselves. This is like, passive aggressive resistance. Like, it's not going to be easy just to go in. They don't want to be controlled. You're going to get a lot of protest and resistance within that country. The King of Pentacles is reversed. Now that's the Money King. He wants to take over. He wants to, get all the resources, but he's in reversal. Even though he's selfish and corrupt, there's a lot of corruption on both ends here. There's some sort of a deal, I think, but he's also having trouble getting that off the ground. And then it ends with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. That's some sort of news or good news for Venezuela. So let me just pull a clarifier with the deck of characters. What is this good news, this communication? What is this good news? Interesting. The Naked Man. Someone is vulnerable. Okay, so we know that there's a woman in there now. So the vulnerable one might be 45. We got Guts. He's vulnerable in his gut. And normally I would say that was intuition, but this can be physical too. So these might be his physical problems. And the knife cutting through to the truth. Maybe he's vulnerable because of a lot of the stuff that's coming out about him, or it's more transparent what he wants. Something's backfiring on him, but I'm feeling like there might be some health issues where we're backpedaling out of Venezuela eventually. I'm not seeing this as like we're there and we're staying there for a long time. This could be short-lived, like months as opposed to years. So this is not going to be a success for them. Again, I don't really feel that this administration is long for this world, so to speak. All right, so let me just take off that banner. Was it Joy? He's such an idiot. He says he's going to handle the money. I know. There isn't any money coming into the country. It's supposed to go to the treasury. I know. It's like, and yeah, someone said, could that knife be surgery? I thought of that. What if he's having surgery because of his gut or something that's going on inside? That could be it too. So it definitely could be surgery. It's something with him, either physically or something that's going on with him that's causing, like he's the force that's pushing this. So if he's out of the picture, I could see how we're holding back. So we'll take a timeout and we'll go back to the chat. We'll start with some questions here. How about 3 cats? I would love to know if the Iceman who shot Renee will be prosecuted. All right, so let's take a look. Will he be prosecuted? I'm going with the true. I had to think about it for a minute, but I'm going to go with the true crime deck. This is really weird. There is a segment of like most of the population are horrified. Okay, they're horrified about what this man has done. But I did pull the celebrity card, and I'm wondering if he becomes sort of a celebrity in his own circle, in his own group. That's kind of what I'm feeling, his own, I want to say the word culture, and I don't know why, but maybe because it's like a culty kind of thing, this guy. I think he's really been radicalized. So he's sort of a celebrity in his own group. I pulled alive and death, both one after the other. Alive and then death, and then hitting the road. So both of those cards, I mean, especially the last, alive or dead, I need to hit the road. That would be kind of like that. God, I hope he's prosecuted, but I'm not really getting a strong yes on this. Greed. It's like there's a larger force helping him, paying him off almost to disappear or to try to help disappear him. He's either going to disappear or possibly be taken out, I think. I want to go more with disappear. I'm not getting any court cards. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like with this money behind him, it's like he's being protected by someone larger. The only justice is that he's going to be gone. on the run, like disappeared, like he's going to be disappeared, like Shanti just said. Yeah, it's like we're going to disappear him, so you can't find him, and going underground or sending him somewhere, which makes me feel like they've been instructed if they can do something like this, they can, for entertainment purposes only, because they're trying to incite something. I'm trying to be careful. I have a funny feeling it's going to be hard for me to be careful tonight. Sorry, YouTube. But, Three Cats, you read on him and got the same thing? I'm sorry, everybody. If I really wished he could be held to justice, but he in particular might not be. All right, so let's go back to the banners. Did 45 remove Maduro from power in order to seize Venezuela's gold and silver mines and check China's near monopoly on silver production? Does he want the gold and silver mines and check China's near monopoly on silver production? Okay. Let's see if he wants to see, or he wanted to seize gold and silver mines. Was that his goal? I am not really getting that as a main thing. All right. So the Seven of Pentacles is reversed. Long-term resources. It is something he's thinking about. He wants to have more long-term resources for the United States. That definitely is in the back of his mind. You have the Two of Cups, so there was a partnership. There's some sort of deal here with Maduro. So I kind of feel like he was in on it in some way. The other way I could interpret this is maybe Putin might have been in on it. I'm not sure, but for some reason I'm getting more Maduro immediately. But Justice card is reversed. He's not able to seize the gold and silver mines. There's something that's going to go against him with that. So even though he's thinking about it, or it might have been like a sub reason, it's just something that's a lot more difficult to do. But the King of Wands is here reversed. That's the authoritarian dictator. So does he want to do it? Yeah, I really feel like I always got oil as the word, as one of his main things or reasons. Not the only reason, because he wants to be king of the world. But the secondary reason has something to do with oil. And it has something to do with deals with oil companies. And I keep getting Putin is involved with this. I know a lot of people said, well, what does Putin need oil for? He has his own oil. I don't think it's necessarily like for my country oil, but maybe there's some money in on it if he can control some of that through the United States. There's something here with him that I was getting as more the main thing. But yeah, if he could take the gold and silver mines, he's definitely on his radar. I just, with that justice reverse, I don't think it's going to be successful. Yeah, someone was saying, of course, he's not going to be prosecuted. Trump has pardoned the January 6 criminals. Truth. Yep. He doesn't want resources for the U.S. He wants riches for himself and his cronies. Yeah, absolutely. This has nothing to do with anything for the U.S. That's why he said, I will handle the money. This is like his own personal pocketbook concerning, like just so we all can be on the same page. We're in a sense, a dictatorship right now. We kind of are. We don't have courts that work, and our Congress is shut down. We have no representation. He has taken complete control, and he really believes that, everything that we send in our taxes is his. And I know that's insane, right? Carrie, you're insane. No, he's insane. And he actually, when you go into his energy, that's how he thinks. Now, will he be successful doing that? I'm getting resistance. Most of those megalomaniacs that think that way end up going down in the world. at some point. It's not sustainable, but that's how he thinks. It's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. All right. But this one, is Chuck Grassley going to have a medical event and leave the Senate this year? Let's take a look. Is Chuck Grassley going to have a medical event? I am not getting a medical event. Is he going to leave? I do need a clarifier on that. He might not leave this year. And if he does, it's at the end of the year. They're not showing me. I know it's hard for me because I don't read birth and death. So they're not showing me him being ill and like leaving in that kind of way. But I do get the star, like we're all hopeful, maybe. But the 3 of Pence are reverse. He doesn't have a strong health foundation. I mean, what is he, 1,000,000 years old? He's not working consistently in the Senate, which is interesting. I feel like he's either on less committees or he's just not working consistently. Like I have the seat, but I'm not really collaborating. I'm not really working. He is just holding that spot for the money and the security. And I mean, with this 9 of Pentacles, could be retirement. It could be. But the ending here, is it showing retirement? I get all of this competition, and he seems concerned about it. But here's home and family. Like, I know I should retire to my home and family, but there's so much competition. So I'm getting this push and pull at the end. I think it's been suggested to him that now it's the time to retire. Maybe that's why, because you're not really engaged. So what's the point? Let's try to retire. You have enough safety and security. But I really get him like, I don't know if I want to let go. Or maybe he can't let go. I don't know who he has ties to. Because I'm not getting a definite, he's going to have I definitely am not getting a medical event with those cards. And since I'm not getting a definite leave, I'm going to have to say right now, I am not seeing him leaving this year. But since it's that push and pull, maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe he'll change his mind. All right. Let me just, I want to go into the chat here and to see if I can start some more questions, because I know a lot has happened in the chat. So we got a lot of people coming in now. Let's see what we got here. Well, that's an interesting question. What's this? Putin needs oil drilling companies to help him get out the oil. It's in a difficult place, and he needs special equipment and expertise to get it out. And I'm wondering if that's where we come in. I'm just curious, like, is there some deal with our companies to try to get oil out for him? I mean, it's because I keep getting him involved in some way. I know it's very weird. I'm just seeing if we can. Oh, this one's nice. Hello, Carrie, and our strong light worker community. I send so much love and light as we all experience this WTF, I almost said the words, moments in this time. Keep the faith in humanity. Love from Australia. Thanks. We need all the help and love we can get from our friends. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, Jared Kushner. All right. So there, I start a few more. Let's go to some banners. Was Madero in on it? Let's take a look at that. I kind of feel from that last card with the partnership card, and I said Madero came to mind, and that was concerning like money deals, resources. I kind of felt yes. Let's see if I can get a confirmation on that. Is Madero in on it? Is Madero in on it? I want to say yes and no. It's like what I'm getting here, and I'll show you the cards in a minute, is just a feeling that he was told. It's not like it was a partnership thing, like we're in on it. You know, I'm going to take what you have to say, and I'm going to say some things. We're going to make a plan together. It's more like he was told, oh, by the way, this is what's going to happen to you. So you can either cooperate and maybe a few good things might come your way or not, and it's going to be bad for you. So if you want to say he was in on it that way, let's just say he was warned and he was given some sort of an ultimatum. And I do get the Empress card reversed. You know, the loss of life, Mother Russia upside down. I mean, there's a lot of things that this could represent, but not good for him with the Empress reverse. And then you have the Moon card reversed. And to me, this is a really like shady predator type card in reversal. I almost feel like vampires and I'm just going to suck the lifeblood out of your country, basically is what I'm getting here. But it does indicate there was some underground talking. Then I had the Knight of Swords reversed. I feel like this has something to do with the attack because this is one of my attack cards. And considering this deck shows a man in a motorcycle, it's kind of like trying to get him to move or where we're going to move you. And then the Seven of Cups is reversed, that he had to be practical because all of this was not good for him. It just wasn't good for him. It was going to happen one way or another. So I need to be practical and I need to get my head out of the cloud, so to speak. And I just need to go along with this. So that's how he was in on it. He was informed and he cut the best deal he could for his own survival. That's basically what I'm getting here. Hey, Buddy Byrne. Hello, everyone from Florida. Hi, Florida. He ran away from the draft, but our boys will be going. Pete is now forbidding women in combat, so they will draft our boys. I know. I am. I'm not so much worried for my own boys. Maybe my youngest might still be in the midst, and I know they're going to go after the young ones first. But I have a grandson who's 14 right now. You know, 4 years, he could, if this blew up into a huge to-do, like he's almost in more danger than my youngest son, who is more in his mid-20s. My youngest son is still sort of in the mix, though. My other children are a lot older, so they wouldn't be called right away. But it's scary. I mean, who wants war? Like it's like you're living a nightmare, really. It's crazy. All right, let's see. We'll go to some starred ones. Do you think now is the time to leave the USA? I feel like this is a very personal question. You know, because it really depends on who you are and where you live and whether you're a target or not. Like I feel that very strongly, but I will do an all-purpose reading just to see what the guides have to say about that in general. But do you think this is the time to leave the USA? I think overall the answer is no for most people. Okay. Again, this really depends on who you are and where you are in this situation. But the Knight of Pentacles is reversed. I get one of these feelings like there would be a lot of people who would be stuck. Is kind of what I'm feeling. That a lot of people think it would just be easy to leave the country, but it wouldn't be. So for most people, they would be stuck in the situation anyway. It's funny, in this deck, I see the man with the map, and in reversal, it's like most people don't have a pathway out of the country, even if they wanted to leave. You have the Page of Swords reversed. There are some people who are going to feel like suddenly attacked, and they're really going to feel like I want to get out, but I don't have a way out, is kind of what I'm feeling. The Eight of Wands is reversed. I feel like there is going to be a slowdown with the feeling here of that energy. Like this would be like flight, fast energy, like let's get out. And I feel like that feeling is slowing down here, even though I feel attacked right now and like, oh my God, like I don't even have a path out. What do I do? I think that panic is going to subside a little. And my Tower card is reversed. That's like a little shakeup. It's not that what's happening to us isn't significant. It's very significant. But it's not a Tower moment. I feel like if I had gotten this upright, I'd say, okay, all of us need to start looking into something and figure out something. But the little shakeup, I feel like this is going to shake up again. Smaller groups is what I'm feeling. But it might not be the moment where we all just have to pack our bags and flee. I'm just going to say on a personal note, and I don't know if anyone out there feels the same way, but I feel like this is my home. My family has been here for 300 years because I'm actually a Mayflower descendant. So I have descendants who have been here from the beginning. And this is where I live, and I'm an American, and I'm proud to be an American, and I'm not leaving. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but no matter how bad it gets, like I am fighting for my country until the end. That's just how I feel personally. Everyone has a different take on that. And there's no, everybody's different and everyone has a different situation. But for me, I'm like, oh, hell no, this is our country. This is my country. And I don't know. That's just me. And maybe I would change my mind once it really the heat got up. But I think right now I would want to fight. I know that there are a lot of people who have done that in the past for us. And I hope that I'll have the courage to be one of those people as well. So with that said, with my patriotic waving my flag, but I don't know, it gets me so angry. It's like, I don't know, being an American was a big deal in my family. 4th of July was a big thing. Being patriotic was a big thing in my family. It was huge. I'm sure it's that way in a lot of families. And this is just, maybe that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, political readings, because it's a real kick in the gut, for the way I was brought up. And I know, and we don't even have a lot of military in my family, but for military families, it must be even worse. People who've generation after generation have sacrificed, for this country. I feel like this is the time to draw a line in the sand and say no more with these people and these shenanigans. So yeah, over 500 in the house. Woohoo! So let's go to a banner. Okay, was Delcy Rodriguez one of the informants and collaborators that 45 and the USA utilized to oust Maduro? And is this why 45 and Rubio are confident that they can control the Venezuelan government? All right. And she is, I'm assuming, the woman who's in charge now, or she's the one with the Peace Prize and the whole thing, right? So Is she one of the collaborators here? Basically, is she their puppet, their official puppet? They have to be careful with her. They said she not the opposition leader who won the Peace Prize. No, it was the former VP, now president. Okay, not the one who won the Peace Prize. Thank you for that. The woman who's in there now, I feel like they have to be careful of her because right now she's playing a balancing act with this government, which makes me feel like she wasn't one of the original informants and collaborators. She also may have just been told, this is what's happening and this is your role kind of thing. And she's kind of balancing that situation for her own survival, for her own people. I do have the Four of Pentacles reverse. Here's the money that's being drained. Is basically what I'm feeling here. And she may allow it. I know that sounds strange, but it's almost like, well, if we give them what they want as far as money and resources, maybe we can keep the rest of the government intact. So she's, again, playing, like making deals and trying to figure out a way to survive in this politically in this situation. And I want to say politically because I'm not feeling that she's all for the people, so to speak. I mean, she may a little bit, but there is some self-preservation that I'm feeling here as well. The Seven of Cups are here. She's dealing with illusion and delusion, that she could possibly make a deal with these people. And then the Eight of Swords is reversed. So there is an element of self-sabotage. She does, though, release with the reversal her limitations. They're trying to put limitations on her, but she gets out of those. Like she finds her power again. She gets out of the bind with this reversal. That's why I said you have to be careful with her. This is really tricky. She's not, I guess Rubio might feel very confident, but he shouldn't feel confident because I think she's just going along to get along, to survive, and then she might be coming into her power or might not be as cooperative as time goes on. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. That's very interesting. So I didn't even think about that. I think I assumed that she was a puppet, but she might not be completely a puppet. Very interesting. All right, let's see if I can start a few more. Let's see what we got. My lineage on both sides of my family comes from the 1600s. Yeah, especially people who have always, their families have always lived on the East Coast, in the South, and in the Northeast. I mean, those roots go way back, like way back. And then once we had more westward expansion, unless you're a native, you know, a lot of those families are going back to the 1600s, 1700s. So if they think that they could just, you know, stop, you know, our connection to this country. And I tried to get Renew and Able, still waiting. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. All right, so I don't think I see too many new ones, just really good comments. Thank you for your comments. Maybe Rob should be deported back to where his bunch immigrated from. It's true. It's true. Okay, let's get into this. Will the shooter that killed Renee be charged and found guilty? So I will say we did look if he would be held accountable. So I'm going to have to say no to that. I was not seeing him being charged and found guilty, unfortunately. Tim Waltz is accused of fraud. Is he guilty? What will his outcome be? I did a huge reading on Tim Waltz. I haven't actually filmed it. I did the soul writing session and I finished typing it up, and I was going to film it. I just haven't had a chance to film it. I hope it's still relevant once I have a chance this weekend to film it. I was just feeling that they're really going after him, like on purpose to really just bring him down. It's a revenge tour, basically. Let me see if he's actually guilty of fraud. We'll see what the cards say about that and what will happen to him concerning fraud charges. Yeah. All right, so here he is, the King of Cups. That's Tim Waltz in a nutshell. He's really from the heart. He really cares about people. And I really get a great communicator off of this card. And I have to say no, because I'm getting the thief card, but I don't feel like he's the thief. If you notice in this card, hiding behind a tree, stealth is the nature of the Seven of Swords, shenanigans behind the scenes. The fraud is happening behind the scenes. This is not the card of a thief or someone who is engaged with fraud. If it was believe it or not, if the King of Cups is in reversal, that's my card for embezzlement. And this is upright. So the thief is in the shadows, hiding behind the tree. And if you notice too, in this card, he's getting ready to shoot his arrow. So he's a target. He's a target from something behind the scenes. They want him out, 5 of Pentacles. They want to destroy him. And that's coming up in my next video, because what I got in the soul writing session is they want to bankrupt this guy. Like, if they can get him out and disgrace him financially, like really just ruin him financially, that would be his goal, their goal. And look what I have in the outcome, the Empress. And I'm getting 2 things. The first thing that I got was the more devious, that Russia, again, because it's my Russian card, might be behind all of this. So it's not just 45 on his revenge tour, that there might be other reasons that they want his voice silenced. And I think that makes sense now that we see him really standing up for his state after these shootings. But the other thing that I thought of was his wife, which also came up in my soul writing session, and just his real connection to his wife and his family, and wanting to do the best for them, and for mothers and for family. Because isn't the fraud related to childcare? Because you got the mothers here and the children. Maybe they're the ones who were involved with some of the fraud. It's not him. It's not him, though. So will he be found guilty? I feel no. I don't think he's going to be found guilty, because I don't think he did it. And I think the truth will prevail. I think he's just going to step back for a little bit, kind of let this stuff kind of pass by. That's what I'm getting most of all. All right. Let's go with this. All right. 2 years from now, will the world be on a new monetary system, such as one backed by gold or a Federal Reserve digital currency that replaces the paper dollar? So let's take a look. Will there be a new monetary system in 2 years? And what kind of system? Will there be something that replaces the paper dollar? Monetary system. You know, I'm going to say no. Page of Wands. Here's the long-term resources, and they're thinking about the future. So I think they would like to see a digital currency. I feel that more than one backed by gold. I get more of, the crypto thing and digital currency and something technological, I feel like is what they're looking at for the future. They're planting the seeds for that with that card. But there's a judgment that goes against them. Judgment reversed. Judgment against their plans. It's as if there's something that doesn't work. There's legal issues. The people don't like it, something. And look, we're so happy about it. I got the Four of Wands and everyone's celebrating. I've got 10 of Cups. It's good for what we have is good for families, and Page of Wands, good news. So whatever this plan is for a new currency that they're floating around, that's probably why you asked the question. There is some judgment, some legal judgment, something that isn't going well. Maybe the people just reject it outright. And whoops, there goes my cards. And we're all super happy about it. So yeah, cards are flipping everywhere. So I'm not seeing that. I actually feel like we are going to still have a paper dollar. Now, I will say, when I did my 2026 predictions, I did feel that the US dollar was going to decline in value. We might not be the premier currency for a while. We're definitely going to go through an economic hiccup here where we're kind of collapsing and then rebuilding. And I'm not saying we won't be back up full steam at some point years from now, but we are going to go through a little dip as far as our monetary system. I did get that. All right. Oh, I was just seeing Spence's comment. MTG was a guest today. Oh my God. You have to give her credit though. She was pretty smart concerning like when she was trying to get out. And I mean, no one believes her, but you got to give her credit for seeing the writing on the wall and trying to make a move. Crazy. All right. When will the rotten orange go to the McDonald's in the skies? Wait a minute. Who says that? Is that Susan Lynn who says that? The great McDonald's in the sky. I love Susan Lynn. You haven't caught her channel, catch her channel. She's really good. All right, let's see. When? I mean, you know me, and I'm going to preface this by saying I will ask your question. Will I get an accurate answer? I have asked before and I have been wrong before. So I am not making any promises concerning timing. But if you want to do this for real, just for fun, I am going to ask and we'll see what we get. All right, so I am going to pull a couple of timing cards. I do have a timing here in the cards. But we don't know if it's accurate or not. But I'll try the timing cards here to see if anything jives. All right. So 9 months from now, it brings us to like the end of September, right? Are we in the end of September? Since it's January, 9 months from now. I'm getting all months between, let's see, March, because next couple of months, March, and then I pulled a range of time, June, and 9 months from now, which is like the end of September. Those were key months. And it's so funny because I got in my outcome timing card, Queen of Swords, which, oh, maybe I'm wrong because I was going to say, is that October? But I think the King of Swords is October. So I forgot what the Queen of Swords was. So maybe I shouldn't put that in with timing. But these kind of are standing out to me more than the tarot cards because I kept saying that his danger point in 2026 predictions was between March and July. And who knows? But there was a strong possibility he might leave after that. So I'm kind of feeling between March and the end of September would be the time where he has a strong potential of leaving. So we'll leave it at that. If anyone knows the astrology of Queen of Swords, that was the card that came up in my timing. I just can't remember. I think the King of Swords is October. So now I can't remember. So we tried our best with that. All right. How about, I just want to answer this quickly. This is not a political question, but I am going to answer it. Which tarot cards do you suggest for beginners? The Rider-Waite. I do, because if you can master the Rider-Waite deck, then the rest just kind of comes from there. So I just wanted to answer that briefly. I know we're getting toward the end here, but let's end with this one. When will the news start focusing on election interference, treason, and Epstein? And by news, we'll say mainstream news, the big networks and the big newspapers, right? When will the news start focusing on the election interference, treason, and Epstein? Not for a while. I mean, I will say that the card in the outcome and in one of my timing segments is a judgment card. And the judgment card is out of time. So time is very fluid on this. But this also, if I read it, it's like the Empress is reversed. And I really feel like this is the Epstein, the women who are violated under Epstein. I kind of feel like she represents that. The Hierophant is reversed. The government is going upside down. Huge little shakeup, Tower reversed. So we have to go through this whole shakeup in the government. I'm definitely getting more the Epstein thing as the trigger as opposed to the election interference. And that is when judgment comes. And once judgment comes, when that Epstein thing opens up and, people are crying for justice, that's when, once the judgment begins coming, that's when the news organizations jump on board. So the people are holding them in power because they've signed their souls over to not put these in the news for whatever reason. I can only imagine what the reasons are. But right now, you kind of have to open it all up before they start kind of joining along. Yeah, corporate media are owned by the oligarchs. So it's really like when everything opens up and shakes up and the oligarchs switch over, switch their point of view, it's only then that the news will follow suit, unfortunately. Yeah. And I know Parsnip, you just asked, will Trump take Greenland this year? I am not getting that. I have to go with what I had gotten before because I know we're just coming to the end here, but I will I will say that when I did the predictions that I saw him trying, he might even, try to invade or do something. I don't know what he's going to do, but I don't think he's going to be successful. It's not going to happen. So I don't think he's going to take it. That's what I kept getting. It's like a bridge too far, even for him, because Greenland has so much support in Europe. And I know that they don't have the military might, but I just don't think he's going to have the resources to really do that. So just in conclusion here, I wanted to say happy birthday to all the people who have birthdays in January, since this is like the first show in January. So happy birthday, January people. And we will also say that's the tea for tonight. I'll be on again next week, and we'll answer as many questions as I can. I try to do the best I can. I know I talk a lot, but hey, that's why I decided to do this weekly. So if you notice, things are just happening so fast, right? I can't even keep up with regular videos the way I do them, because as soon as I go through all the work, it's almost irrelevant. The news goes so fast. So I thought this would be helpful. And I am so happy for all of your support. And I hope that you like and subscribe, because to participate in the chat, you have to be a subscriber for at least 1 month. I want to thank everyone who helps me in the chat and for all of your amazing comments. So with that said, I think we need to cue some music.
Driving downtown, foot pushed on the pedal, move to songs we played together.
Bye, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening, wherever you are in the world. See you next week.